The first 5 presentations are the people who are so scared they want to get it over with. And the second 5 are the ones that want to see how the first half go. So, but it'll be fine. I've told them all it's going to be fine. So I'm going to take it for the team. I'm going first. Are we ready? I think we're ready. All right. Okay, here we go. Since the year 2000, I've been working in magazines and photography as a photo editor. I've worked at a bunch of different magazines around the world, from Toronto Life to Australian Women's Weekly. My background has been in doing my own photography as fine art and working commercially in publishing. I also, back in the day, started to help out on a little photo education publication. PhotoED was a photo education publication that was started by a really passionate group of teachers. They wanted, pre-internet, they wanted a Canadian resource for their classrooms, and they wanted it in kind of a super easy, cheap, accessible format. So the previous editor and publisher started it with his pals, and we've kept it going. Every issue has a theme, and so we featured all sorts of photography from across Canada in over 50 issues at this point. So I'm hoping this slide works. We have featured, this is just a very, very short list. I think I've lost count, but I think we've featured at least over 800 portfolios of artists and commercial photographers from across Canada. You may recognize some of these names. I don't expect you to read them all in one 20-second slide, but just a clue. So in 2017, the previous editor and publisher retired, and I took over. So it was my first issue, was fall 2017, and it was our 50th edition, so it was really special. And we did an issue about Canadian collaborations. We had L.M. Chabot on our cover. So some things, as a new publisher, I'm keeping the same. We're still available on newsstands across Canada through small stores and big stores like Indigo Chapters. We're still $20 for 3 issues a year delivered to your door. That's pretty sweet. And we're national. We have, our content is available in stores from the Atlantic to the Pacific. One new thing that has come about is just that we've got so much great content. I wanted to keep sharing it and do more with it. So this is a quick flip of our digital edition. So it's actually, right now it's free. And we release it at the same time as we release our print issues, but it's different content. It's not a replica version. So it's kind of like bonus for you guys. It's even more, which is, awesome. More Canadian stuff. So this is the slide that got stuck last time. Okay, we're through. Okay, so other things that I love about working on the magazine is just working with really diverse photographers, from the top 10 women in Canadian photo history that everyone should know about, to emerging talents. Looking at new work with fresh eyes is really what we're after. But I gotta tell you, it's not always fun. It's not always a good time, and sometimes a girl just wants to have a drink. And it's, publishing is super fun, but it's also, it has some really hard times. So yeah, there's wine in my life. And there's Netflix. Sometimes I just go home and, lie on the couch and watch crap and watch Marie Kondo tell me what to have in my life. And Brene Brown is giving me the courage to be vulnerable. So yeah, that's I guess, my release. So in the spirit of Brene and being vulnerable, I thought I would be vulnerable with you guys, because you guys are all so nice. It's tough. Like, these are some of the responses that I've got from people that I've approached with the magazine, and it's not always nice. It's not always as lovely and supportive as you guys. It's really, really hard. Ghosting, people emailing me, or not emailing me, actually. Email ghosting really gets me down. And then I watched Inside Bill's Brain, and he's trying to save the world and small children and all sorts of things. And he's got all the money and all the resources. And he was saying people don't email him back either. So I was like, oh, okay. So that's all right. Like, I'm doing okay. And then I go on Instagram, and when we, especially when we release a new issue and we've got someone published for the first time, that kind of warms my heart too. And I kind of feel like, okay, this is good. This is good. We've had some really lovely stories of, people sharing photos with us. Oh, it's like my cousin was in the magazine, and, I found it in some random town. And that's just, it warms my heart. And also working with a lot of the contributors that we get to work with. Again, from the Atlantic to the Pacific, everything in between, just some amazing people who are, I guess, similar to myself, passionate about amazing photography and amazing photography stories. So when I get to connect with awesome artists and contributors, that makes me happy. Getting people on TV and the radio and going into classrooms with the publication has just been really fun. Whenever people handle it, whenever people get the magazine in their hands, they get really excited, and because now print's like a treat. So I feel like that's pretty special that I can do that. Working with different community groups. Last year I worked with the AIDS Committee of Toronto. And we did some amazing stuff. We did a cool event, similar Pecha Kucha, with LGBTQ+ photographers and artists, working with community groups like the Film Stars group, my pal up there. He gave me a hat. That was awesome. I really like that. I love giving stuff away. We give stuff away all the time, and I just love it. So our current giveaway is a beautiful Lomo instant camera, and really all we ask is that you fill in a survey and tell us what you think, whether you're a reader or not. We've got amazing treats to give away kind of all year round. Another thing that is pretty fun for me is to, we've got a little darkroom membership program. It's not an actual darkroom, it's a virtual darkroom. But it's kind of a little club, and we look to pair up emerging artists or people who have questions about things like the portfolio or business or whatever, and we pair them up with an industry professional that can help. Other things that we do that are super fun are calls for submissions. Our next one is coming up quick for our mental health, photography and mental health edition. Also coming up in the fall, we've got portraiture, and next winter is black and white. So hopefully I'll get some more submissions from you guys. But we're always looking for new ideas, new submissions at any level. So while I am going back to Toronto, boo, you can always contact me, and I'm always happy to go for a coffee with you wherever we can meet up. And hopefully we can become internet friends at the least, because I do genuinely love following other people's work. That's it, ta-da!